Brought up by a single mother, Khalida, an ordinary girl from Malaysia, never imagined her life would take a royal turn. However, a fateful encounter with Prince Ismail changed everything. This is the remarkable tale of Princess Khalida, labeled the Malaysian Cinderella. How did a humble girl captivate a prince? Why did Khalida's mother nearly have a heart attack? What were the prince's first words to Khalida's mother? And will Khalida ever ascend to the throne as Malaysia's queen, considering the monarchy's electoral system? Watch until the end for answers. Let's begin. Back in July 1993, a tiny bundle of joy named Khalida entered the world, bringing light to an ordinary Malaysian family. Despite her name meaning immortal in Arabic, her parents simply hoped for her to live happily ever after. Khalida's mom, Azalea, a widow with 5 kids, made sure they all had a good upbringing, even though times were tough. Growing up with her siblings, Khalida learned the value of love and resilience. Their home was filled with laughter and warmth, despite the challenges they faced. As the youngest in the family, Khalida brought everyone together with her infectious spirit. Her story is a testament to the power of love and family bonds in overcoming life's hurdles. When Khalida turned 10, an opportunity arose for her to receive a great education. Her mother was offered a job at the Malaysian High Commission in the United Kingdom, prompting a temporary move to London. Khalida attended prestigious schools like St. George's School and the Westminster Academy, where she flourished academically and became proficient in English and Spanish. Her time in London provided her with invaluable experiences and education, shaping her into the capable individual she is today. After her mother's 6-year contract in England concluded, they returned to Kuala Lumpur, where Khalida resumed her studies. With a passion for sports, she actively participated in various events, one of which would change her life forever. At a polo tournament in the capital, she crossed paths with Ismail, a charming man who, unbeknownst to her, was a prince at the time. Despite their initial anonymity, Khalida felt an instant connection with Ismail, believing their encounter was destined. As they grew closer, they discovered shared interests in football, particularly as Manchester United fans, as well as a mutual love for dancing, cats, morning jogs, and playing musical instruments. Their bond seemed timeless, as if they had known each other for years. This chance meeting would set the stage for a remarkable journey of love and destiny. Upon discovering that her newfound friend was the Crown Prince of Johor, Khalida was taken aback. His family's immense wealth and his father's status as the ruler of Johor left her feeling disheartened, as she was aware of the expectations surrounding aristocratic relationships. Khalida assumed that Ismail would eventually move on from their friendship due to their differing backgrounds. However, Ismail remained persistent in his pursuit of happiness and refused to let societal norms dictate his feelings. Their blossoming romance became evident to online users as Ismail and Khalida exchanged affectionate tweets, sharing sweet goodnight messages and other pleasant exchanges. Ismail's persistence in arranging meetings and showering Khalida with gifts was met with reciprocal gestures from her. Their courtship endured for approximately 2 years, during which they grew increasingly certain of their mutual destiny. Recognizing their deep connection, Ismail and Khalida made the heartfelt decision to embark on the journey of marriage, solidifying their bond and defying societal expectations along the way. When Khalida's mother discovered her daughter's relationship with the prince, she was deeply concerned. Fearing that it was merely an amusement for the prince, she worried that he would eventually abandon Khalida due to her non-royal status. However, the prince's sincerity was later confirmed during a talk show appearance where he reassured Khalida's mother of his genuine intentions. He affirmed his commitment to their relationship, promising to care for her daughter and alleviate her mother's anxieties. Interestingly, there was no objection from the Crown Prince's parents to the union. They gave their blessing to the marriage, possibly influenced by Sultan Ibrahim Father's own marriage to a commoner, Josephine Ruby Trevorrow, whom he met while studying in England. This historical precedent likely eased any concerns about marrying outside of royal circles. Through these events, Khalida's relationship with the prince faced initial skepticism, but ultimately triumphed, strengthening their bond despite societal expectations. As the royal family familiarized themselves with Ismail's chosen partner, they quickly realized how fortunate he truly was. Despite lacking aristocratic lineage, Khalida possessed an inner grace and dignity that captivated all who met her. Unconcerned with superficialities like fashion labels, she exuded a refreshing modesty that set her apart. Opting for an intimate affair, the couple kept their wedding plans secret until just before the ceremony. On October 24, 2014, Ismail and Khalida exchanged vows in a private academia ceremony, marking the beginning of their journey as husband and wife. The subsequent lavish reception, held on November 8th at the Sultan of Johor Royal Palace, Istana Bazaar, was a grand affair attended by over 1,200 guests, including esteemed VIPs like the Prime Minister of Singapore and the Sultan of Brunei. Despite unexpected rain, the spectacle was broadcasted throughout the capital, captivating the nation with its splendor. Yet, amidst the joyous celebration, observers couldn't help but notice a hint of melancholy in the eyes of the newlyweds, suggesting a deeper emotional undercurrent beneath the surface of their happiness. Just before their wedding, news of the groom's younger brother, Prince Abdul Jalil, being diagnosed with a terminal illness cast a shadow over the joyous occasion. Doctors revealed the grim prognosis, predicting his life would be claimed by the disease within a year. Despite the somber news, the young couple remained hopeful, believing in the promise of a bright future together. At the time of their marriage, Ismail was 30 years old, while Khalida was 21, and they both embarked on a journey of love and companionship. Their optimism was soon rewarded as they welcomed their first child, a daughter named Amina Sophia, just a year and a half into their marriage. Shortly after, Khalida gave birth to a son named Iskandar Abdul Jalil in tribute to his grandfather, the Sultan, and his late uncle. The family continued to grow with the addition of 2 more children, a son named Abu Bakr and a daughter named Zahra Zareth Azia, each bearing names honoring their grandparents. Despite the initial challenges, the arrival of their children brought immeasurable joy and fulfillment to the couple's lives, underscoring their unwavering commitment to family and love. However, the young woman's journey didn't halt there. She successfully completed her studies at a national university, marking the beginning of her illustrious career. Presently, Khalida holds esteemed positions as the Vice Chancellor of the University of Technology Malaysia and the President of the Association of Women Guides of the Kingdom of Johor. Furthermore, she actively engages in philanthropic endeavors, extending a helping hand to her fellow countrymen facing adversity. Of particular note is her advocacy for the rights of Malaysian women and her staunch opposition to child abuse, earning her widespread adoration among the populace. They take pride in their princess, not only for her youthful beauty, but also for her unwavering commitment to aiding those in need. Recently, Sultan Ibrahim, a long-standing ruler of the Sultanate of Johor, ascended to the throne as King of Malaysia. Consequently, Khalida's husband assumed the title of Regent of Johor, signifying a temporary leadership role, while Khalida herself temporarily assumed the responsibilities of Queen of Johor. In the future, Khalida has the potential to ascend as the Queen of Johor, and possibly even earn the esteemed title of Queen of Malaysia. According to Malaysia's electoral system, the Sultan of Johor's next chance to become King of Malaysia will occur in 2069. At that time, Ismail will be 84 years old, while Khalida will be 74. A similar scenario unfolded in 2011 when Abdul Halim assumed the throne at 84, making him Malaysia's oldest monarch. Regardless of whether Ismail and Khalida attain the highest state positions, they have already achieved the greatest prize in life: true love and the boundless happiness shared among themselves and their children. Let us know your thoughts about this beautiful story in the comments section below, and don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more inspiring content.